Okay, welcome to this fun module about becoming a writer. If you are like me, writing a book or writing a novel or articles has always been a dream, but you didn't know how you would start or where you would begin. Well, the awesome thing is that there are so many opportunities online right now for you to start writing immediately and get paid doing it. I know it sounds like a little bit of a misnomer, but trust me, I had no previous experience and I added this gig as kind of a extra add-in after a couple of years of doing other stuff, traveling specifically, and then I wanted to write some travel articles, and then I was able to secure a monthly travel article spot in a little local newspaper, making $75 a month. It's not a lot, but it's something. And then I've started doing some other writing on top of it as well for additional income. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is some of the opportunities that exist out there to become a writer. The great thing about this is you can do it anytime you want. The lowest you're probably going to get paid is $75 to $100 plus per article you write or per project you do. This could take as little as 1 hour a week or no hours a week, depending upon you. And there's literally almost no investment whatsoever. There are some things that you will invest in later on if you choose to do so, like entering contests and that sort of stuff that are on some of the websites that I'm going to talk to you about, especially like Submittable. However, you don't have to submit to those. So there are plenty of free options to get your work published and make some cash at doing it without paying anything. Zero, literally. What, where, when, why? Okay, these gigs typically pay per word. So you're going to maybe get a certain amount of cents per word you write. Most articles are looking at about 700 to maybe 1,000 words. My editor sometime, I think she let me put in 1,100 words once or something, but typically she wants it between 700 and 1,000 words. One of the things you're going to need to do is get to know your audience. Try to do some research about where you want to publish, what that looks like. If you want to do a specific magazine, make sure you love it and read it, because then you'll know what they're looking for and the kinds of articles that they do. Some of the cool things that you can do in writing, there are about 4 different major areas to make money. You can do blog writing, or business writing or web content, all kind of the same. You're going to find those gigs on Upworks, Freelancer, Fiverr. Potentially, you might find some of that on Thumbtack. But those are the main ones where you're going to find that kind of work. Every single day, if you start an Upwork profile, every single day there will probably be somewhere around 15 to 20 writing gigs that you can apply for right away. That costs zero money. If you want to upgrade that's going to cost a little bit extra. The next thing is you can write articles, short stories, and maybe even a novel if you want to. That you're going to submit on Submittable. I'll also show you a couple other things. Which we'll talk about in the process. So I bought this guide about submitting magazine articles, so I knew what I was doing. It's been a helpful guide. It talks you through how to do a writing sample, how to write a pitch, what places are looking for. There's a whole section that on how to submit to various different magazines. So it's a great guide for you. The next, how much can you make? Honestly, if you want, you can make anywhere between $400-500 in a month, maybe even, you could probably make $1,000 to $2,000 if you really worked some of this stuff. One of the great ways to make money is resume writing. They pay $40 to $50 a resume and a cover letter. And so if you get quick at that process, you can punch 2, 3, 4 of those out in a day. And then you're starting to talk about making $1,500 to $2,000 a month easy, if that's what you love. I tried resume writing. I I guess I told a little fib in the last one. If you looked at the module about teaching English, I said that it was the first thing I tried. It was not. I tried resume writing, and I did that along with the teaching English when I was first going through the selection process, and I got selected right away in the resume writing. They send you a little email. You have to rewrite someone's resume, send it in. It takes less than a day to get selected, and then you submit, and then they give you your first resume right away. You write it and you submit it, and then they give you feedback and you change it. Very quick, easy process. You get $40 per resume. But wow, I was taking 3 hours sometimes to do a resume, and not loving it. That's for sure. How much does an article pay? You're going to probably talk about 5-10 cents a word, maybe even 25 cents a word. If you're really lucky and really good at it, you can work up to that. Or you might get a set fee per article. Like one of the places I write for gives me $75 for my monthly article. I submit it. It's done. Easy peasy, no big deal. The big cash is in these freelance opportunities where you can write corporate newsletters. You can do web content for companies. You can do blog. Some companies want you to do blogs or write their social media posts. I mean, there's so many different opportunities on Upwork and Freelancer where you can just submit for those opportunities and make some really good money. Sometimes they'll pay as much as $500 a month to do an e-newsletter, and if you get selected, that's a gig you're going to have forever. So great opportunity. This, like everything else, it's a stepping stone and a building process. So you want to start with a base of something, then keep adding and adding and adding, and eventually you'll be able to do nothing but what you love, whether that's writing or whether that's acting and you want to just work from home. If you want to be that stay-at-home parent, work from home parent, great. You'll easily within a few months be able to piecemeal a couple of these opportunities together, like writing in English or writing in voiceover or writing in photography or writing in tour guiding, writing in data entry, whatever it is. And then you'll be able to have a great little set of income happening for you. This is one of those great opportunities that once you get kind of selected, more than likely you'll get an article once a month, or a company will hire you to do their newsletter or their web content multiple times. So there's a great opportunity to work your magic if you do it well the first time to keep going and make some pretty good money. What kind of time does this take? For instance, if you're going to write 20 resumes a month and make $800, you might be doing that. That's only one resume a day. That's less than one resume a day. Super easy. You're going to be able to do that in the evening when you're watching TV with your spouse or your loved one or by yourself or whatever that is. Super easy to just sit down and do one, just plunk one resume a day away, and you would make, and that might take you an hour. Once you get your process down, maybe an hour and a half max. So that is pretty flexible. The thing is that those do need to be done within 3 days. So you have deadlines, and that is probably the case of every one of these gigs. You're going to have a deadline. The time frame of you working on it at home is pretty flexible. You'll probably have a 2 days, 3 day, 4 day time frame that you have to have these things done in, maybe even a week if you're doing a newsletter or something. But if you get online and you do that and you do multiple of them for them, you'll probably have like a month's notice. Like you'll start working on next month's this month, and you'll get a process down pretty easily about when it, but the timing is quite flexible. Okay, the selection process and the investment. On Upwork, Freelancer, and Fiverr, you have to put together like a little portfolio of your work. You'll put together a profile. Fiverr is free. It's costing a little bit because they take a percentage. Whereas Upwork, to get really access to all of what you want, you're going to pay $10 to $15 a month. to the jobs you want to apply for. So that can be a little expensive, but it is also free. You can apply. I think you get 40 credits a month for free, and that will give you like 15 jobs you can apply for. So you can do some free stuff there also. Same with Freelancer. So you're going to want to set up your profile and then begin applying. I would write a cover letter about your work and who you are that you can kind of copy paste into all of your proposals and just tweak them a little bit. That's going to streamline your process for applying for all that corporate work that's on there and that freelance type work in the writing arena. The resume process is pretty simple. You go online to Talent Inc. They will shoot you a resume. You have a certain period of time to fix it in their preferred ways, and then you send it right back to them, and then that's it. Then they'll grade it. If you passed, you pass. Then they send you the information for you to upload your banking account information. They pay you through one of the payment portals. I can't even remember now which one it is. I know I have another client that pays me in the same portal as well. And that money comes directly into your account, and it only takes like a week. Unfortunately, some of the others take a little bit longer. Upwork, Fiverr, those things going to take a little bit longer to get the money into your bank account. But the investment in all this is pretty minimal. The most expensive is probably like this. I went out and bought this book, The Guide to Magazine and Article Writing. I love it. I live by it. If you want to write short stories and novels, possibly, this is fantastic as well. Not only does this book talk about who the agents are out there, it goes through every magazine, what they're requiring for you, easy way to submit. All this information is also on Submittable. That is an amazing website to belong to if you want to submit your work. Every day there's a post of different places that are looking for writers. So easy, you can write something, submit it off, or if you are working on some articles on the side, you just wait till the time comes up, or poetry or whatever, you wait till the time comes up that something fits it, that's the submission request fits it, and then you just submit your work for that. And that's free. So absolutely free and awesome. The best part about this book is that it talks about how to pitch, which I needed this because I did a direct pitch to a newspaper about having my own column, and I used this as my guide. And I got it. I just went in, I met with the editor, I pitched her, and I got it. Same with this. This talks about how you submit your work. So that might be 7 pages of your manuscript plus an outline plus a little bit of author bio information. Super great. And as you can see, they're listed right there. You've got this in a PDF. You can check that out and know exactly which 2 books to buy. Every year they come out with new ones, the newest model. So I would buy whatever the newest one for you is now. Setup's pretty easy. All you need to have is a wonderful little a great little computer. Some things that I have bought and used. I have a little tiny USB recorder that a lot of times, like when for instance, I went on a trip to Japan and I wanted to write an article and I happened to be skiing as part of that trip while I was there. I whipped it out, talked into it, recorded my notes, put it away, and then I went on Simon Says, which is, I put that website here, uploaded it. It gave me the Word format of it all, and then I went in and used that as my notes to write my article from. So I would really highly recommend for $20 to get a little USB recorder that you can just plug into your computer. It gives you the WAV file. You can upload that into a Simon Says or anything else that you use that can turn voice to text. Pops that out. You can play with it and work from it, and that has been a lifesaver for me. For my mobile office specifically. Also, I always have notebooks with me. The ideas are always free flowing, and I learned about a year and a half ago to just carry one. I think I was in Spain on a trip, and I was so feverishly looking for something. I went out and bought a notebook, and from that moment on, I have never not been without a little tiny notebook and a pen in my backpack, in my pocket, in my little satchel bag or whatever, and I'm constantly writing ideas in it and things down, because once they come, if you don't write them down, they're gonna go away, and you want to do something. I also can sometimes I send myself little notes on my phone. So just realize that you've got to just always stay on the ball for that. And those are some things that I've learned in the last couple of years. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 4 years. I can't even believe that. But these are some tricks that I've learned. Okay, here they are. There's 3 different companies you can write resumes for. Fantastic for those of you who are detail oriented, want a little gig. Like I said, you do one of those a month, one of those a day for only Monday through Friday. You're gonna have $800 a month of extra income into your household, and that's probably gonna take you an hour a day. That's it. Great little way to do some writing. As you can see, there's here down at the bottom. Those are places to submit articles also. So you've got the submittable.com, which is amazing. Always constantly having new postings up. You've got the poetandwriters.org. They have grants, they have contests, they have open submissions. That's great too. And then the writersdigest.com, which is where both of these books came from. I got them at Barnes & Noble, but you can get them right off there. And they include the digital versions and the digital versions of contests as well, if you buy them. And then for the corporate writing, you're talking about Upwork.com and Freelancer. Again, know that that's probably going to cost you a little bit of money. You're going to constantly want to be applying for gigs every day. I open up Upwork every morning, and I have it just sitting there, and it's there all day long. And I just keep refreshing so that I can see what jobs are posted for me. And then I can just apply, copy, paste. I have my Word document down here with my cover letter in. I copy it in, I upload my my sample, away it goes, and it's done. I've applied. I probably get a gig every couple of days from there. And sometimes I don't. Like if I'm overburdened and I have a lot of other gigs going on, I don't. I use those as fillers to fill in my life. And that's the great thing about a lot of this stuff. You can just fill in pieces of your life. If you're bored for a week and you maybe don't have something going on, I do role play and some other stuff too. And sometimes I might do 30 role plays in a week and get paid for those. But then maybe the next week I have nothing. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to do submit for a writing gig and then a voiceover because I now have time. So just use this to kind of mesh in that, to fill in the blanks and the pieces also. It's great. Okay, other helpful items. Get your work edited. Have a friend read it, at least at the beginning. Create a bio and some sample writing. You need to have that. You need to submit over and over again. You're going to get 1 million no's. This is no different than going to acting auditions, folks. You're going to get 1,000 no's, but then you're going to get 10 yeses. So just keep submitting. It's a numbers game. Boom, 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 boom. Just know also on Upwork and Freelancer, the money is good, but it also takes a few weeks to get that money going. And so start that process. Often lowball some of your first initial gigs, because then you'll get a name and a reputation for yourself. And as soon as you have 5 stars, people are going to start using you all the time. And then know that it's going to take at least a week for Upwork or Freelancer to clear and approve that the work has been done and submitted. Then they'll take that money. It'll be in processing for about a week to 2 weeks, and then they will release the money to your bank account. But caveat, Upwork only releases the money once you have hit $100. So it behooves you to do a lot of work so that you have overcome that $100 threshold. There have been a couple months when I haven't had time to go into Upwork, and I have had like $80 sitting there for 2 months in a row waiting for me to do another gig, and then I'll do a quick voiceover or something, and then get that money out. But just know that it's not going to pay you out until you get $100. I mean, you can ask it to pay you out, but it will they'll take a little bit extra cash for that. And don't forget, both of them are going to take 20% of your money. So that's also something that's a little frustrating too. But it's part of the process. It is what it is. That's you need them to get you the clients. They're the web portal to get you the clients. Okay. Well, like everything else, in closing, build your dreams, or someone else is going to hire you to build theirs. So go ahead, do it. Enjoy, have fun. These are awesome gigs. I have loved writing over the last year and a half since I've started it. It's been fun and exciting. And so, best of luck.